Hello everyone, it's good to see you. Welcome to the Daily Dose. Glad that you're here. If you were with us here on Sunday or you were able to watch our worship experience online, you know that I talked about faith. And as I shared, sometimes faith kind of has this otherworldly kind of feeling. It's hard to define, it's hard to explain, and I tried to say, no, it's really not. It's about trust and confidence in God. It's about having faith in God, relying on Him, that He has our best interest in mind, that He's got a plan for us, all those kinds of things. And then we talked about how to build our faith. And you've probably figured out by now through the daily doses and the other things, as I read Scripture, one of the things that I'm just wired for is when there's a phrase or a verse that just kind of sticks up, you know. And maybe when I read it, I look and I say, man, that doesn't fit, or that doesn't seem like, you know, and that's a little odd. And so I was reading and I found one of those, and it was Luke chapter 17, and it goes along with what I talked about Sunday. So, and here's what they said. This is the disciples. The apostles said to Jesus, make our faith stronger, or make our faith greater or bigger, okay? So when I read that, coming off of what I talked about and thought on Sunday, and what I discovered as I was looking into that, what I'm reading as God is, Jesus, make our faith more confident. Help us to trust in you more. So then I'm reading that, I'm thinking, well, why would they ask that? Well, here's the word right before it, which makes a whole lot of sense. So in this chapter, Jesus is talking about our faith and our service. Basically what he's saying is this is what it looks like when what you believe is carried out in how you live. And he gives a couple of examples of that. And one of them is one that we've known, that the idea of making our brother stumble. And he gives a very dire, you know, penalty for that if that's what you're doing, it'd be better for somebody just tie a rock around your neck and throw you in the deep. But then from there he says, correct any followers of mine, so be accountable to one another. And notice what he says there, correct followers of mine. We don't like to do that. We like to correct everybody that's outside of the family of God. Those are our primary targets, right? But he says, do that, and forgive the ones who say they're sorry. And here he says, even if one of them mistreats you, which is the hardest forgiveness to extend to someone, you know. I mean, you can forgive someone if they just didn't know something. You can forgive someone if they made a mistake, but it didn't affect you directly. But when they mistreat you, when it's directed to you and you've been harmed by whatever they did or said, he says, even if one mistreats you 7 times in one day, and says, I'm sorry 7 times after they've mistreated you, you still should forgive them. Okay, so the disciples are hearing this, and here's their thing. Okay, then if that's your expectation of us, Jesus, you're going to have to give us bigger, stronger, more confident faith. Okay. And what they're saying is, help us to trust in you. Because here's the deal. What happens if someone mistreats you 7 times in a day? What happens? Well, you feel like they're taking advantage of you. You feel like this isn't a mistake. This isn't unintentional. You're doing this on purpose, and you just think you can do this on purpose and say you're sorry, and I'm a Christian, so I'm obligated to forgive you. And so what he's saying is, listen, Jesus, I can't do this. I've got to have confidence. I've got to trust you to the point that I can say, okay, I forgive you, and you're taking care of all this other stuff. That somehow on the other side of this is going to be okay. That I'm just not someone that's going to be taken advantage of all the time. Or I'm not someone that's just got to take all these arrows left and right 7 times in one day. And so what they're saying is, I don't have that within me. I need to have more confidence. I need to have more trust that you're in control, that you can handle this. You can handle what it's doing to me. And you can even handle if this person truly is taking advantage. This person truly is doing this on purpose. That you're just not ignoring it or wiping it away. That you're engaged, you're involved, you're trying to change this person. You're trying to impact this person. And part of me saying, I forgive you, is part of what you're trying to do in their life. And so, Lord, I'm having trouble, so I can't do this on my own. So I need you to give me a stronger, better, not just faith, but trust and confidence that you know what's best, even in this really, really, really hard circumstance. And so, when I kind of ran across that, it cleared up a lot for me, because there are times I've talked about or thought about faith, and it was just this, this nebulous kind of feeling, emotion, spirit that kind of floats around. But when I think about it in the context of having confidence in God that He knows what He's doing, and I can trust in what He's doing, whether I can experience the benefit of that trust right now, or I got to wait for it because He's doing things I'm not aware of. God, I'm willing to have faith, not just in anything, but in you. And that's what they're asking. Jesus, help us, give us stronger faith in you, that we know that you're at work. And part of that is us saying, you're forgiven, you're forgiven, you're forgiven, you're forgiven, you're forgiven, you're forgiven. I think that was 7. And that's part of what you're doing. And help me to have faith and trust in you to accomplish what your purpose is through that. So as you walk through, you may just have to ask, God, help me have a more confident, a more trusting faith in you, in knowing what you're doing, trusting you in the circumstances in my life. Okay? You guys have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everyone.